Thanks for joining in. I just want to take a few moments to share with you some of the things, just some of them. I have more in the future that here in my 70s, I wish I had known in my 20s and 30s. That's what life is about, is our experiences. And some things, you want to share with other people so that the earlier that they learn them, it will help make life a little bit easier. But you're going to learn some things of your own as well. One of the things that when I look back over my early years, I wish I had taken off those rose-colored glasses. And for you younger ones who are not familiar with that term, it means you look at the world through a lens of everybody is going to treat you the way you treat them. Well, some of you young people already know that, okay? But for those of you that don't, let me tell you, life is not like that. I come from a family where everybody kind of, endorsed, validated, and make you feel happy. And that's the way I thought the world was. But believe me, I learned over time, and it's not like that. So the thing is, taking people for face value, and, you can call it a little bit being naive. I'm not naive now, that's for sure. But the thing is that you think when people say they're going to do something, they really mean they're going to do something. I know things happen. But for me, I've always learned that if I say I'm going to do it and it turns out that I didn't do it, I want to acknowledge it as to why I didn't. But there's some people that don't think like that. If they didn't do it, they don't have to say nothing. They don't have to acknowledge nothing. And that's just the way it is. So having a good balance that, you realize that people are just, everybody's different. So let me give you some word to support that. I got my glasses this time. It says in Psalm 146, 3, which states, "Do not trust in princesses, in mortal man, in whom there is no salvation," emphasizing that ultimate trust should be placed in God, not solely on other humans who can be unreliable. Now, we all have our faults, we all have our times, but this is the thing. Just don't think just because you think a certain way, the other person is thinking that too. This way it can save you a lot of hurt. Now, for another thing that I've learned is that to know who I am and who I belong to, I don't need the validation. God made me a special way. As I try to say, He wired me differently than He did somebody else. He's given us all gifts, all strengths. We do have our weaknesses, but just know who I am. And this is the way He made me. And this is the way I think. That's valuable. Now, let me give you some word to support what I'm saying. In Psalm 139, verses 13 to 14, it states, "For you created my innermost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well." Know who you are. Know who you belong to. Know that you are not like nobody else. You are an original. And if you heard me say before, that is your power. I just love it, being who I am. I learn from other people how to be better. I learn from the word how to be better. And I'm always trying to take inventory of myself. Now, this is a biggie. because they didn't teach us this in school. Financial wisdom. You guys, the earlier you can have financial wisdom and discipline, the better your life is going to be. As I mentioned before, inflation is real. We don't know what's ahead. You don't know what's ahead. However, if you have financial wisdom, it's going to help you to know how to manage your money, manage your spending, manage your savings. It is so important. Word to support it is this. Proverbs, the 21st chapter, the 20th verse. It states, a wise man saves for the future. You got to have that emergency fund. Because when you go to somebody else, they're going to look at you funny if you don't pay them back. As I said before in one of my videos, pay yourself. Borrow from yourself. It's so important. And then another word to support that, Proverbs 22:7. It states, just as the rich rule the poor, so the borrower is servant to the lender. So a lot of times you want to have your opinion about something, and the person who has loaned out the money to you or to other people, they mostly have the power because they know other people need them. And then you become slave to the lender, slave to the credit cards, slave to just bills for things that, some things you don't need. Now, you know there's things we need and there's things we don't need. But financial wisdom, try to get that as early as possible. But when you get the wisdom, know what to do with it. Now, before I give you this last one, I want you to know that over the 70 years, I'll be 72 next month, but over in my 70s now, it costs to learn what I have learned. And that's why I want to be able to empower you guys. In your 20s and 30s, some of you already know this, some of you don't. You may be in your 40s and your 50s. And everything in these stores look good and everything like that. There's so much going on coming in your head. But the thing is, if you don't manage your life, if you don't navigate through your life, you will never be able to really get ahead. Now, you may do it in a wrong way, but the thing is that when you do it in the wrong way, that's coming back on you. So these quick get rich, themes that they talk about and doing that, no, you want to do things in the right way. Okay. Now here's my last one. Don't be a people pleaser. Now, you try to, like you say, you treat people the way you want to be treated, and you try to do and everything like that, and you're trying to say yes to people, and you really mean no. You'll learn over time just to say no, or listen, I have to think about that, or just say I can't do it at this time. Learn that as early as you can. Do right by people, but don't try to just please people so that they can like you. Because you can do things for people, and if they don't like you, they just don't like you. They just don't like you. So do what fits you. Care about other people, but no, don't do things just to please other people, to validate you. Now let me give you some word on that. It says in Galatians, the 1st chapter, the 10th verse, it says, am I now trying to win approval of human beings or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. Isn't that something? So what this verse does, it warns you about seeking validation from others. And it really emphasizes the importance of aligning your actions with God's will. That's why what I try to do, my mantra for those of you who following me, you know I often say, Lord, your will, your way, and your time. Because when we do it that way, we know that we're in the will of God and it's going to work out no matter what it looks like. So you guys, that's just some of them. I've learned so much in these 7 decades, believe me. And I feel blessed, and I feel that it is on me that I have to tell it. And like I've said before, take the meat and throw away the bones. And what I mean by that, take what you may need. And if you think you already know it, just put it to the side. Be blessed, and I'll talk to you later.